Let's talk about Nvidia because it is continuing to fall into correction territory at this point. The stock is now, take a look, about $133.70. Joseph Moore is Morgan Stanley semiconductor analyst. Good morning to you. Where's the floor? Where's the bottom here? Is there one? And what do you think the fair value of this company really is?
Hi, good morning. So I think we're wrestling with a couple of things. We have this transition to Blackwell. And so your product Hopper, which is still driving the majority of revenues, is starting to slow down, as you would expect to see. And there's a lot of enthusiasm now for custom silicon or ASICs, as you've seen with Broadcom and Marvell. I think those things are weighing on the stock. I still think when you think about 2025 and AI, the story is Blackwell, the product cycle that Nvidia has. I think they're going to have a huge second half of the year. And I think we do have these transitional issues as we're moving there. But I think the stock is very attractive at this level. I'm not going to say absolute bottom because it's volatile, but it's very attractive at this level. I think you're trading at a much lower multiple than some of the AI peers. And I really believe that they actually gain share versus custom silicon in 2025. I'm very excited for this custom silicon trend, but I still think Nvidia can gain share relative to that in 2025 and has a very strong product cycle. We think the stock trades well north of 150 as we sort of move into that back half.
150 end of the year, meaning if we do the holidays again together, Joseph, that we're at 150 then, or 150 6 months out?
No, sorry, 12 months out. Yeah, we're our forecasts, our price targets are high 150s. I think it's 12 months out.
At 150, what kind of multiple? What kind of multiple are you putting on that? 12 months out relative, and how would you compare that to maybe whatever you think the best comps are at this moment?
Yeah, I think we have a mid $4 number in 2025. We think north of $5 in 2026. I think those numbers are very conservative, and we've seen the stock in the low 30s kind of multiple range when there's periods of strong growth ahead of us, and I think we have that. The peers are now trading kind of more like high 30s when you look at where the Broadcoms and Marvells are trading on our estimates. So I think that's a very reasonable multiple. Now they have high margins, and they have these transitional issues that you're wrestling with. All of that can continue to weigh on the stock. We may continue to hear some data points about the older products manufacturing starting to slow down, but Blackwell is really robust, and the demand that they have is very strong. Yes.
Tell me your calculus around the China piece of this, because I think one of the other big questions is the tariff story, and if that's going to somehow impact this business.
Yeah, well, they're already quite limited in terms of what they can do in China. They have a product called H20, which meets the U.S. export control thresholds. They've done, pretty reasonable volume of that product, but I think we're going to start to see that tail off just because those export control thresholds are so far below the state of the art of what Blackwell is going to be able to do that we're just going to see that slow down regardless. So I think that you're insulated from the Chinese market. I don't think there's a lot of expectations there. I think what you'll see is that a lot of the AI hardware will just be installed outside of China, and to the extent that Chinese companies are doing AI, they'll probably do that in locations outside of China. So I don't think the tariffs will have a lot of direct impact. I think, Nvidia would like to serve those markets and would like to keep Chinese incumbent solutions or internal solutions from encroaching on their turf. But, they have the export control threshold, and that's what they're living with. And I think that will be a little bit of a headwind next year, but it pales by comparison.
We got to run real quick, though. If you didn't buy Nvidia, what would you be buying? What's your top pick for your entire space?
Yeah, well, Nvidia is our top pick outside the whole space. I think beyond that, Broadcom has been a name that we've really liked in the AI space. Obviously, had a huge run here in the last few days, but it's one where we think, Nvidia will outgrow them in 2025, which is kind of funny that we're seeing these concerns. 26, 27, I think Broadcom growth will be quite robust as well.